Good morning. I thought I would go through the Realist Tax section to demonstrate how to get a mailing list for a specific neighborhood. For those that were not able to make the training on Thursday by Scott. Anyway, I had a couple of folks that were asking me about it, so I figured I'd just put together a little presentation real quick. So anyway, starting off, you're going to go to Netris. Go to your matrix. All right, up at the top, you have Realist Tax. All right, and this is the default screen for Realist Tax. Over here on the left, you'll notice is all the search criteria, and most of it is unnecessary. Quickly, let me just show you the quick search. The quick search tab here, this is for more searching for a specific property, by MLS listing or owner name or address. So for the purpose of obtaining a mailing list, you would want to go to a complete search. And you can also, up at the top, you can change your counties, whatever counties you're used to working from. You can specify those over here just by putting a check mark in here or removing them over here. Be careful though, if you set your default county, for example, to Denton, and then 6 months down the road you're searching for a property in Dallas County or Collin County, you won't pull any results if you don't have those counties listed. So just keep that in mind. All right. So again, a lot of these search fields are unnecessary for what we need, at least at this point. So we can go to edit attributes, and these are basically the search criteria, and we can get rid of most of these because they're not necessary. Again, we're searching for an area of a neighborhood or a specific neighborhood. So what's important to us, pretty much all of our searches, is whether property is owner occupied, and the subdivision name. And then just for fun, you might put the street name. Obviously we're going to keep the city in there, possibly the zip code. And then once you've made your selections, you click apply, and now you have a much more reasonable search criteria on the left. So again, most importantly is the owner occupied. Whenever you're going to send out mailers to a neighborhood, especially for trying to solicit a listing, you don't necessarily want to send mailers out to people who are renting. That would be just a waste of money since they can't sell that property and you don't want to buy it from them. So owner occupied, and then we'll search for subdivision. Up at the top, and put your whatever subdivision you're looking for. We'll use mine, for example, is the Stone Lake. Hit search. So our subdivision, these are all phases of our subdivision, and for my purpose, I needed to scale it back. There's 840 homes in our subdivision, and I can't afford to send out that many mailers right now. So I did just the older section. Okay, so I've selected 4 phases from our subdivision. This is the original phases. So these are older homes in my neighborhood. So once I've selected owner occupied and the phases, then I can hit search. And it should bring up about 257 results. So you can see right here, shows you how many results you pulled back. Now, I recommend just exporting them all. Even for if you wanted to select your entire neighborhood, you can always create filters. It's going to export it to a what's called a CSV file, which is used for Excel, Microsoft Excel. And it's just a spreadsheet. And once you get the data into a spreadsheet, you can create filters. That would be a completely different lesson than what I'm going to offer this morning. But you could go crazy and just get your whole neighborhood. I don't know why it's not selected. Multiples. I'm leaving these two out. The west phases, I don't know where that is. So it's not part of our main area. So if I click apply there and redo my search, now it should bring up about 839 properties, give or take. Still waiting on it. All right, 920. It seems like our neighborhood's getting bigger by the day. All right, so like I said, for simplicity, and so you don't have to keep going back and doing this over and over again, you can export this whole list. Now, one thing to keep in mind, you can do a customize, but you actually specify what information you want to export. There's tons of stuff you can select from. Also keep in mind, you're allowed 7,500 line items to export each month. So you can see I've already downloaded 1520 this month. So for that reason, I'm only going to select a few. All right, so I've selected 10 homes. You'll see, depending on how many you have selected, if you have them all selected, it's going to report back up here. There's too many to display. But you can see specifically, if you've got a small quantity, you can see exactly which homes up here are going to be exported. So I'll hit export. Again, you can go to customize, but do the grid. It has everything selected for you already. It shows you your count or your quota for the month. So I'll just export it like this. And you'll see the download, depending on whether you're using a PC or a Mac, you should see your downloads show up. All right. So I do not use numbers, and I haven't purchased Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Office for this Mac yet, so I don't do any kind of editing in here. I'll use my PC for that purpose until I get Excel on this computer. So, but anyway, once you have your list downloaded, there's all the information for your neighborhood or for the properties you selected. And again, you can create filters. So you can filter by subdivision once you've created your Excel file. And that's what I recommend. Go ahead and download your entire neighborhood that you're thinking of farming. And then, if you're not familiar with Excel and how to create filters, I can definitely help, or probably several other people in the office can help. I'm pretty good at it. That I spent a lot of time in my old career doing Excel documents. So, and Google's a great resource as well. It'll show you how to do stuff. Um, but anyway, that's how you get your list. Now, keep in mind when you're creating a list for Vistaprint or Breakthrough Broker, you need to, they don't want all this extra information. All they want is the property owner's name, the address, city, state, and zip code. So 5 items, at least for Breakthrough Broker. I'm not sure about Vistaprint, but I'm sure it's very similar. And so you'll have to, copy the data out of your main Excel spreadsheet into a new spreadsheet that you're going to upload to any of those printing resources. So I hope that helps. Let me go over one other way you can find properties. This was kind of cool. Let's see if I can clear all these. All right, let's see. Oops. Still getting used to the Mac. All right, so here's my zoom out. All right, so another cool thing you can do with Realist Tax, if you don't want to do it by subdivision, you can actually use drawing tools to search. Over here on the right hand side, you've got a couple of different options. I haven't gone through all of these, but the one I did use was the drawing tool here. Drawing a rectangle. Let's see, polygon. Sometimes you can use. Let's get rid of that. All right. So, let's say I just wanted to draw a simple shape. Oops. All right, so I've created this little shape here, and now I can just search that area. Again, I still have owner occupied selected. All right, so that came up with 196 results. Anyway, that's just another option if you want to search. And like I said, they have a couple different search options. You can do a radius, you can do just a regular rectangle or the polygon. Tried to figure out the line tool, but didn't have a lot of luck with that one. So anyway, hope that helps. And if you have any questions, there's several people that can show you this. This is, like I said, a couple people asked me about the training. based on that post I posted earlier about my postcards. So I thought I would just create this little tutorial that would help people get the address list for themselves.